So, you've got a dog in Chino and you're looking for a trainer. You know, it can feel like a pretty big task, right? There are so many options. Well, that's what we're here for. We're going to break it all down, step by step, so you can feel really confident about finding the perfect professional for you and your pup. Just picture it for a second. A nice, calm walk through Chino Community Park without any pulling on the leash. Or maybe you're at the shops and your dog is just relaxing by your side instead of jumping on everyone. I mean, that's the dream, isn't it? Good training is what makes those moments possible. It really changes your everyday life together right here in town.
All right, so here's our plan. We've got it broken down into 4 straightforward steps. First, we'll look at your options. Then we'll talk about how to spot a real pro. After that, we'll cover the local costs and rules you need to know. And finally, we'll arm you with the right questions to ask. Simple as that.
Okay, let's jump right into step 1, knowing your options. It's all about understanding the different training methods and formats. You got to know what's out there before you can pick the right one, you know? So the method you're going to hear about most often, and for good reason, is positive reinforcement. It's pretty simple, really. Instead of correcting bad behavior, you reward the good stuff. Think treats, praise, a favorite toy, anything your dog loves. It's not about being harsh, it's about teaching your dog that doing the right thing pays off. This is how you build a really strong, trusting relationship.
Okay, so how does this training actually happen? There are basically 3 main ways. You've got your group classes, which are awesome for getting your dog used to being around other dogs and people. Then there are private lessons, which are perfect for zeroing in on specific problems, things that happen right in your own home. And finally, there's board and train. This is the really intensive option where your dog goes to live with the trainer for a bit. Each one has its place, so you just need to think about what makes the most sense for your dog and for you. All right, on to step 2, identifying the professionals. Now that you know what you're looking for in terms of methods and format, how do you find someone who actually knows what they're doing?
And this is something you really need to know. In California, anyone can call themselves a dog trainer. There's no state license required. So, yeah, how do you tell the real experts from someone who just loves dogs and decided to make it a job? You have to look for other clues. This is where certifications become so helpful. They show that a trainer has put in the work and is serious about their education. A really common one you'll see is the CPDT-KA. That just means they've passed a big test on training knowledge. If you see KPA-CTP, that's also a great sign. It's from the Karen Pryor Academy, which is very well respected. Now, if you're dealing with more serious issues like real fear or aggression, you might look for something like an IABC-CDBC or a CBCC-KA. Those are behavior consultants, people with a deeper level of expertise.
Okay, moving on to step 3, local costs and rules. Let's talk money and what the law says here in Chino.
So what should you expect to pay around the Chino area? Well, for a set of group classes, you're probably looking at a couple $100. A single private lesson could be somewhere around $100 to $180. And then you have the big one, the board and train programs, which can run into the thousands. This just gives you a ballpark idea of what to budget for. And just a little tip here, you'll see that prices can vary a lot, and that usually comes down to the trainer's experience. So before you commit to anything, make sure you ask exactly what's included in that price. Is there follow-up help? Do you get any handouts? It's always good to know the full picture. Now, besides the training itself, there are a few local rules you absolutely have to know. Any good trainer should remind you of these. First, Chino has a leash law. Your dog needs to be on a leash in public unless you're in a designated dog park. Second, you have to get a dog license through San Bernardino County once your pup is over 4 months old. And third, a rabies vaccine is required by state law. These are the basics of being a responsible dog owner around here. All right, we're at the last step. Step 4, the final questions. So you've done your research, you've found a few trainers you like. Now what do you ask them when you talk to them? This is how you make your final choice. Here's a little checklist for you. First off, just ask them straight up. What are your training methods? What's your philosophy? Make sure it sounds like what we talked about with positive reinforcement. Then ask, how will you make this plan work for my specific dog and my life? It shouldn't be a one-size-fits-all thing. A great question is, how will we know we're making progress? And finally, ask what you need to do between lessons. Your practice is a huge part of the success. Okay, so once you've picked a trainer and you're getting started, where do you actually go to practice everything? Let's look at a few fantastic spots right here in Chino to put those new skills into action. So for those everyday leash skills, Chino Community Park is just perfect. You've got people, other dogs, just the right amount of distraction. If you want to challenge your dog's focus a little more, try the trails at Prouder Regional Park. And when you feel confident enough to work on off-leash skills like recall, Ayala Park's dog park over in Chino Hills is the perfect, safe, fenced-in spot to do it. You know, getting the right training isn't just about fixing problems. It's about opening up your whole world here in Chino. It means enjoying the parks, the trails, and even just your own neighborhood so much more when you have a confident, happy dog with you. It makes everything easier and more fun for both of you. So get out there and enjoy all that Chino has to offer with your best friend.